All right. Not too many days left. Maybe just a couple. We're getting there. I'm not totally just ready to jump onto a calorie deficit though. Not yet. So the plan now, go in and smash back. So for me, I mean, I've said this before. Pretty much every time I do back, it's not complicated. There's no kind of special whatever. All you're doing is just pulling some shit hard. You know, at least with chest, there's a little bit of complexity because you can do pressing movements and fly-based movements, right? Pec deck, bench press, cable flies, cable press, right? Legs, same thing. You got pressing move. Actually, legs are even more complicated because you got hamstring curls or like Romanian deadlift style movements. And then quads, you can do leg extensions or pressing, right? But I mean, triceps, biceps, and back, pretty basic. Same with shoulders too. Uh, all you're for those really all you're doing is here to here, or here to here, here to here, just with load, right? When you do a tricep push down, all you're doing is moving up and down with load. When you do a curl, same thing. There's variations, but back, if you were to just be a massive lat pull down fan, that is your shit. And you also like barbell rows bent over. You could probably build a fucking pretty freaky back doing just those two movements forever. Honestly, doing the row, you're gonna hit your upper back, get some trap activation, rhomboids, those kind of funky looking ones by your rear delt. That's what I'm talking about. And you're gonna work your lats too, but pull downs are really what's gonna focus on. I guess what do they say? Building width. Pretty much historical bro science will tell you that rowing movements are good for building thickness of the back, and pull downs are good for building width. Uh, I probably believe that a little. I don't really think about it like that, but yeah, it's not like if you only do rows, you're not going to get a wider back, and if you only do pull downs, you're not going to get a slightly thicker back, right? But doing an even balance of each is probably your best bet. I've Some people like to do a row based back day and then a pull down based back day. So like, or what am I saying? Upper back and lower back emphasis. So the upper back would obviously be a lot more rows and horizontal pulling, whereas like the lat focus day is going to be a lot of pullovers, pull downs, maybe pull ups if you're into that. I don't really love bodyweight pull ups. But for me, it just seems like you're overcomplicating it. Because at the craziest level, sometimes I think about this. I'll talk about this part later. Uh, but let's say you have a week-long split. You hit everything in 1 week, twice. So you have 2 back days, or you have 2 days where you hit back. If you do one day where the whole workout consists of mainly lat, pull down based movements, and then the other back day is mainly row based movements. At the end of the week, you did the same amount of volume of each variety if you were to just do half and half on each day. So it's for me, I just don't think one's better than the other. I guess since I like to just do a balanced mix, then that is what I think is better. But it's whatever. If you want to do a upper back focus day and a lower back focus day, as long as you go hard, you're gonna get good. You're gonna get good freaking results. But if you don't, let's say you've been hitting your back for months, and you've been eating enough food to actually grow muscle, and you just haven't really seen much change in your back, maybe you should hit it in a different way. All this stuff I'm saying, recommending, and whatever else like that. If you don't actually see results from what you're doing, then clearly you've got to change something up. You know, at the end of the day, all this shit is you know, good information to have when you're watching lifting videos and whatever else. But unless you can actually apply it to your own training and see results, then it's completely worthless, right? But enough yapping. Let's just go smash. Uh, I don't know what I want to start with. So I guess let's go find out what we're going to start with.
Okay, so this, I don't know what's wrong with this. Maybe it's the plates, but this hammer strength row, it only holds 6. And I'm not gonna, sit here and try to like strap on any more with like a rubber band or something. That just feels kind of cheesy. Like 6 would be enough for, I don't know, a decent set. So, I already warmed up with 3 plates, 5 plates. I did a little bit of cable stuff. So at this point, let's just throw it around. Okay. Let's do probably 2 more of these. Holy crap. Okay. All right, that one. 1 more of these. This set will change up a little. So instead of doing a single arm, I'll do double arm, and then do. But yeah, so I'll do double arm, then do a drop set. I don't know. I mean, I think doing these rows, it is probably easier to do 1 arm at a time. So maybe that's why I like it. Lets me do heavier weight for more reps. But nothing wrong with double arm too. More efficient anyway. So let's throw it around, then probably drop the 4 plates for the drop set portion. Oh. Oh, yeah, it's way harder with fucking both arms. Okay, that's enough of this machine. Let's move on to something else. So there's 4 heavy ass sets of rows under the belt. Now I think I'll move on to some heavy single arm pullovers. So this will be 60 pounds ish. Relate that to whatever your current strength level is. And all I can say when you do it is try to fucking squeeze your lats. That's pretty much the only cue you need.
Probably help you stay warm so you don't like freeze.
I'll do a drop set on this one. Drop it by about half. Let's move on to something else. I'm not sure what. So, again, I mean, this gym, it's kind of fucked for back because they don't have a legit lat pull down or, seated row. But, you know, if you're willing to use a little bit of ingenuity, and activate your brain above the 5% that you're usually running on in the gym, which, all you're using to do is play the next song in your playlist, then you can find a pretty decent way to do rows. So this is sort of a jerry-rigged seated row. Either way, with the whole stack, it should feel pretty good for, I don't know, maybe 20-ish reps. Really try to emphasize my mid traps, rhomboids, stuff like that. So let's just get us a couple sets going. One more. Again, I feel like it gets old for me to say this every time, but you're seriously leaving gains on the table if you're not using straps for back day. I'm not even gonna get into it, but buy some straps, dude. If you want bigger forearms, just work them directly. Okay, one more exercise. One more set. I know what it's gonna be too. So let's go hit it. So I meant to stop in the little posing room and do a little unpumped check. So I could, there's somebody commented they want to see the comparison between pumped and unpumped, but I totally forgot. So tomorrow is going to be an arm day. That should be a pretty dramatic difference, honestly. Like, my arms pumped versus unpumped, even if they only change, I think maybe half an inch at most, quarter of an inch in size, it still looks pretty freaky. Partially just because, it looks a little more vascular, and, part of this whole size thing is it's a little bit of an illusion. Like, I could be standing, or I could do a comparison of me right now with me in like 3 months when I'm really lean. And depending on like the framing of the shot and stuff, me lean is going to look way bigger than me now, right? Just because I'm more like cut up and impressive looking. But yeah, I'll get that little unpumped versus pumped shot in the next lift. But right now, I think instead of assisted pull-ups, just feel fucking perfect. So I guess if you would call a normal set of pull-ups like kind of a heavy compound lift, depending on how heavy your body is, this is more of like a squeezing movement. So I'm not focusing on like moving a lot of weight. I'm really just focusing on getting a super good squeeze at the top. And the fact that it's assisted makes it feel a little bit more like a lat pull down. But you just gotta try it. It definitely feels different than a pull-up or a lat pull down. Just something in between. Okay, let's go check the pump, man. All right. So, heavy rows, transition into some pretty heavy pullovers. Like if I were doing double leg pullovers, double arm pullovers with like the rope or maybe the straight bar, that would be more than the stack. I don't know. For me, I just like the single arm. Feels a little better. And this might just be a me thing, but whenever I do double arm pullovers, I always feel a little bit of lower chest activating, right? If you've ever seen that move where dudes lay down on a bench sideways and they got the dumbbells doing pullovers like this for chest, I've never been able to feel that. But when I do those cable pullovers, I get a little bit of feeling in the lower chest. And I'm not trying to fucking work chest, I'm trying to hit my lats, you know? So single arm, I just get a better squeeze. I was gonna go into the other little studio room, but there's a yoga class going on, so I got stuck in the spin class room. Which, I mean, I feel like it's got a little bit worse lighting, but whatever. Let's see how the lat spread looks through the shirt. Oh, I can't really see it, but I can tell it's good just by feel. Oh my goodness. So let's see what we're really working with here. Fuck.
Attention Wine Bay members and guests. It is 7:45 and child watching kids time will be closing in 15 minutes. Child watching kids time will be closing in 15 minutes.
Very good to know. Very good to know. All right, let's check the lat spread. So for pretty much most of your posing, I don't know if you're really into bodybuilding that much like that, but you know, if you watch some of these, you notice I always kind of go try to blow out all my breath. That's so when you do like a vacuum where you try to suck your stomach in, suck your stomach in, you just get it a little thinner. Which, like, the thinner you look in here, the wider you'll look up here, right? All right, that's part of the illusion I was talking about earlier. Oh my goodness. So the only two poses for back, pretty much, lat spread and double by. Man, even just posing like that, it feels fucking tense. So I never really do direct trap work. Like you're never really seeing me sit here and do shrugs or I guess that's pretty much the main thing, shrugs. But I feel like if you do a good variety of rowing based movements, you should get enough trap development, right? Like obviously if you do seated cable rows, then you're really just pulling straight towards your back, right? Kind of like perpendicular to your spine. So a lot of mid back, you know, mid trap. But those sets I was doing at the end, those seated cables, the cables were a bit below like my shoulder height. So that means I was rowing kind of upward like that. And I could feel my traps getting fucking worked hard. So, and even when you do bent over barbell rows, you know, unless you're really bent over like totally sideways, if you go up a little bit like here, you're gonna be getting some trap action. But if your traps are like seriously lagging, you know, just sit and do some shrugs. I've done shrugs for a while, but you know, I feel like now my traps are sort of developed enough or I don't need them overpowering my shoulders. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh. So yeah, I mean, nothing else to talk about back. That's a good ass pump. So I'm gonna go do some calves and then go get the dextrose shake slammed.
Oh shit. I can make it fancy with the front-facing camera too. So yeah, I mean, I did not get a new camera. I've just been sleeping on cinematic mode. I've been leaving production gains on the table, it would seem. But whatever. So I'll tell you this: what I've been doing is listening to music on this phone while I record, right? And then I do my lift and the music's playing at the same time. And the trick to doing that, at least with an iPhone, is you play your music, right? Then you open your camera app and you set it to photo mode, right? Just normal photo, not like cinematic or video or what portrait, whatever. No, normal photo mode, right? Set it up on your tripod, get ready to record your set, whatever, and then click on the button, like press it, don't do anything else, and drag it upwards or to the side. I guess I'm imagining it like if you're holding your phone sideways, then drag that button upward, and then that should start recording video without pausing your music, right? So if you're just recording, a top set or like a PR or some shit, that comes in fucking handy, right? I've had a lot of, before I started actually posting shit, and I just wanted to record something for myself, like a heavy set or whatever else. It's super annoying when I have to use Snapchat, right? And then lock it on, then you only have a minute. So if I'm about to go do a heavy squat or something, I have to like rush the process. So hopefully you put that little trick to use. But yeah, back day was fucking sweet. I'm glad I did that seated hammer strength row instead of the instead of barbell rows. I don't know, for whatever reason it felt really good. So let's just slam the dextro shake before we talk about whatever the hell else we're going to talk about. I do not know. I really got to do a Q&A one of these days. Get some questions. Maybe I'll put up a poll or something. I don't know. It's kind of hard to go through all the comments and find good questions. But let's just fucking. Now I'm just distracting myself from the shake. Let's just slam it. That's a lot of liquid at once. Just take a second to get, settled. It's been a while since I explained the dextrose. I guess I don't feel too repetitive doing it right now. 50 grams of dextrose, a scoop or two of protein powder of your choice, doesn't really matter. The protein isn't important, right? That's just about getting protein in. But after you finished a heavy, intense workout, you want to refuel. You want to fill your fucking muscles back up with energy, right? And the primary source for your freaking muscles to run on is going to be glucose. Your muscles are full of freaking glucose, right? That's why bodybuilders talk about carbing up, or like marathon runners talk about carbing up the night before, right? So they fill up all their muscles with fucking, no, what am I saying? Glycogen. There we go. Muscle glycogen. That's what your shit is running on. If you don't eat food for 3 days, or, well, yeah, let's just imagine a survival situation. If you don't eat food for 3 days, the first couple of pounds of weight that you're going to lose is your body just burning up all your muscle glycogen, right? And then, obviously it's getting shit out and whatnot. But once your muscles are totally depleted, right, they're out of their internal fuel, that's when your body will start burning fats. So if you were to start dieting right now and jump on a strict calorie deficit, maybe I don't know how much food you eat, but let's say your normal amount of food that you eat in a day, drop it by 1,000 calories, right? If you actually stick to that, then over the first few days, right, you're gonna drop a couple of maybe 3 pounds, and that weight won't be fat; it'll be your intramuscular glycogen, right? Like once you burn through all that, that's when you actually start to burn fat. So if you have a day when you're dieting, let's say you know how to diet, you've been dieting for a few weeks. If you have a day where you just go off the rails, you eat 5,000 calories, sweets, ice cream, I don't know what the fuck you're eating. You know, whatever. Massive cheat day. You feel fucking gross. You just put on 3 pounds. You've got a little bit of a buffer period, right? If you do one crazy ass cheat day, for the most part, all of those extra calories, assuming you're not just eating pure fats, right? Let's say you're eating a lot of sugars and stuff. All of those calories, all those carbs, they're not just going to instantly get turned into fat, right? The first thing that's going to happen is you're going to start filling up your muscle glycogen, right? So if I stuck to my diet real good for a whole month, no cheat days, no nothing, I didn't go over my calorie limit. When I start dieting, I'm going to stick it right at 2,500. That's a good number for me to lose weight on. Uh, if I stick at 2,500 for a whole month, and then at day 31, I eat fucking 6,000 calories of Skittles and gummy worms and trash. Um, as long as I get back on that 2,500, I shouldn't have deviated from my progress too much. That should just be one little blip, right? But if you keep fucking eating food, especially like the day after, that's what's going to get you from going on a steady path of weight loss to, oh fuck, oh shit, now I'm starting to put fat back on. Oh geez, I can't stop eating. Oh, this cut's over. Fuck it. Come on. Have some discipline. But fuck, I don't even know how we got talking about that. So yeah, back day, back to back. Those rows felt super good, really good squeeze. Again, I mean, I was feeling some lat, right? Like doing a row, you're gonna get some lat activation for sure. That's a huge part of your, I don't know what you'd even call it, your rowing chain, like posterior chain. But you know, it definitely didn't get as much work as when I was doing those pull downs, those pullovers, single arm with that cable. Like that was really just burning the fuck out of the lat. Whereas those heavy sets, that was more so just kind of fatiguing pretty much the whole back in its entirety, except for the lower back. Um, if you ever see, well, let's just sort of jump on the topic of deadlifts. I don't deadlift. You never see me deadlift. I don't think there are any videos of me deadlifting. If you could find one, that would be crazy because that would be like years ago. But no, deadlifts are beneficial for strength, and if you just want to deadlift and you like it, then you should do it. But if your goal is to just build a bigger back, and in a bodybuilding context, like a more impressive, aesthetic back, everybody loves the word aesthetic, then you're trying to, add some mass up top, right? Like I was saying in the little posing room, you want your waist to be real nice and trim. Everybody wants a nice trim waist. And, the same sort of goes from looking at a back shot, right? If your lower back isn't huge, it's not going to take away from your lats and your traps, your shoulders. For me, I don't do any direct lower back work. Obviously, if you deadlift, you are, or if you do that one machine where there's like a pad that goes right in your mid back, and you like lean back with it, that's going to work your lower back. Your erectors, those are what those two are called. You just don't need to do it. It's not a muscle you have to train directly in a bodybuilding context, in my opinion. Right? That's not a guaranteed statement of fact. That's just sort of what I'm telling you. Take it as you will. So plan right now, go home, shower, and then probably go get some fucking Wendy's or something. I've been eating a variety of fast food. Not like crazy, not a crazy amount. Obviously, if it was a real crazy amount, I'd be a lot fatter. But, a moderate amount. If you're lifting hard, you've got a bit more of a buffer than just the general public. You can get away with eating more sweets and junk. I'm not recommending you do that, but I'm just saying you can. Just saying you can. There's some truth to saying that you burn that shit off when you're working out. And even more so if you do your daily cardio, which I know you fucking assholes aren't doing, even though I tell you to do it it's like 3 videos. Whoops. There we go. It's not that hard, man. It's not that hard, I'm telling you. It's going to improve your lifting it's gonna improve your life. So, if you don't want to listen to me, whatever, your loss. Wow, but either way, back day, good. Tomorrow's gonna be arms, freaky pump. I'll do a little pumped versus unpumped comparison. So I'll fucking see you then.